Hey everyone, welcome back to this YouTube channel. My name is Gulstan and I help you speak English fluently. I am on a mission to become a fluent speaker. So if you want to do the same, means if you want to speak English fluently too, let me tell you that do subscribe to this channel, because here I am going to help you at every step of your way. So you are not going to regret subscribing to this YouTube channel. Make sure that you subscribe to this YouTube channel. Today in this video I am going to teach you how to think in English. A step-by-step guide I am going to give you. Okay, so let's get started and talk about how actually you start thinking in this language, because at the end of the day, speaking in English is the result of thinking in English. So how do you start thinking in this language? Let's get started and talk about it step by step. Now let's talk about the first thing, and this is very important that you have to keep in mind when it comes to learning how to think in English. I want to be very honest here. I want to be very clear here. You will never start thinking in English until or unless you start speaking this language most of your time. Means I want you to speak this language 70 to 80% of your time. This is how you learn to think in English. Most people are sharing their views that do this, do that in order to think in English. But all those things are only going to work if you implement this, okay, that I am saying you to do, which is speak this language at least 60 to 70% of your time. You have to spend 60 to 70% of your time speaking in this language. That's the way of learning how to think in this language. If you are not doing this, you will never start thinking English. You will never learn how to think in English. People are saying that you have to think in sentences, you have to think in paragraph. All those things are fair enough, okay, but you will never start thinking in English with the help of those tips or tricks until you spend most of your time speaking this language. And I hope I made it very clear. I just want you to spend most of your time speaking in this language. That's the way of learning how to think in English, because no matter how many tips or tricks or techniques you follow to think in English, if you are not spending most of your time talking in this language, engaging with people, talking in English, you will never start thinking in this language. Remember, how have you learned to think in your mother tongue? It is because you have spent most of your time talking in your mother tongue, engaging with people, talking in your mother tongue. That's how you have picked the habit of thinking in your mother tongue. That's the rule that you have to apply when it comes to learning how to think in English. And when you will have learned how to think in English, the words that you will speak will be automatic, and you don't have to be thinking about the sentences that you should be using while talking in this language. This will be automatic. Like speaking English will also become the same thing if you follow this. So you have now learned the main thing on how to think in English. Now let's learn the process. If you are a beginner and you are wondering how to start thinking in English, let's learn the process so that you can start thinking in this language and you can become a fluent speaker. So the first thing that I did when I was a beginner, when I started thinking in English, what I used to do, and I made a mistake. I am not saying that I started the correct way. I made a mistake of thinking in words, like individual words. You have to avoid this. Most people will advise you to think in words, but I will never tell you to think in words. Think in group words. Like, let me tell you, I am going, she's hanging around, so I am telling you to think in group words. Let the cat out of the bag. I am under the weather, so I want you to think in phrases, think in idioms in order for you to speak this language fluently. This is what I did. I started off by learning individual words, but then I realized that I had made just a huge mistake that will prevent me from thinking in this language, or that would confuse me. And the next step that I followed was, whenever I used to see things around me, I used to pick up those things and I used to describe them. If I saw a marker, what I would do is I would describe that thing in English. the characteristics of that thing. So I want you to do the same thing. It will help you think in English. So what you have to do is, I am very sure that you have things around you and you have to pick up one thing. That thing, like any object, has characteristics. I want you to describe the characteristics of the object that you pick up, and do this every single day, and you will start thinking in English. You will notice a huge improvement in your thinking. You will start thinking in this language. Now let me tell you the third step that I followed, and that was describing incidents in my life in English every single day. The things that used to happen to me or in my surrounding, I used to describe them in English. I used to stand up in front of my mirror and then I used to talk to myself, as I have told you that I come from a small village and I didn't have anyone whom I could talk or whom I could practice with in English. So I used to stand up in front of mirror and I used to talk to myself, describing the incidents that I had witnessed that day. So the third step would be to describe things in English. Whatever is happening to you, try to describe that things in your own way, in your own words, and this will help you think in this language. It's not that you will start magically thinking in this language. It will happen gradually. You will learn how to think in English gradually. Sometimes you will notice yourself lying in bed and thinking in English. Sometimes it happens. So yeah, this is how you learn how to think in English. There is no any magic pill, there is no any magical wand that will help you start thinking in English immediately. It will happen with the time. You will learn how to think in English over time. Just start speaking this language most of your time. I want you to spend at least 50 to 60% of your time speaking in this language, and that will alone help you to think in English. In the end of this video, I just want to tell you, if you found this video to be helpful for you, I want you to subscribe to this YouTube channel, share this video with at least one of your friends, and if you have any question in your mind, let me know in the comment section and I will definitely reply. Bye bye.